Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
hello. Hi, Aditya. Thanks
Yeah. Yeah.
for your time
Thanks.
joining us in this nice evening.
Thanks for
Uh,
calling.
Hello,
Thanks for
audience.
calling. Thanks for
Very
calling.
happy to introduce to we Dravidians, Mr. AdityaOm. Is an actor, a filmmaker, producer, social worker.
Yeah.
A lot of roles he is playing in his life. He's a fantastic human being. You must have seen the recent
Yeah.
social media viral posts and all. Is kind of inspiring a lot of people. So happy to introduce him to we Dravidians and audience.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
Aditya.
Thank you so much, Sukumar, and thank you to Ravi ji also. And it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure talking to you and talking to Ravi ji, and it's an honor to be on this channel because it reaches so many people, and you have done a marvelous job in making this channel work, and it's doing a very good job.
Yeah, that's great. So first of all, how are you doing? Where are you right currently? You are in Hyderabad
uh,
or your hometown?
I am in Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh, and I was shooting here for a film called Shudra 2, The Revolt.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
yeah, when this thing happened, so when this lockdown happened, so because my mother and my other family members are here in Lucknow, so I stayed back. I stayed back thinking that I'll be here for some time, but now it's 50 days, 55 days.
Great. How are you coping up with this lockdown? All fine with
The
you?
the the lockdown is it was I mean it every day you wake up with a different mood. Some days you are depressed. Some days you feel very excited to do something. Then some good news comes, you feel excited. Bad news comes, you feel depressed. Everyone is going through a lot of mood swings in this lockdown, and a lot of people are going under depression also. I myself have frequent bouts of depression. So I think we all need to take care of our mental health and look at positive things, although there are very less positive things to look forward to, but still we have to find a way out of all this somehow. So lockdown has not been easy, let me tell you very frankly. It's not that I've been enjoying, and as you see on social media, a lot of people are their posts start with enjoying lockdown, with their TikTok videos or with their cooking things. I'm not criticizing that, but I mean, somehow I haven't been able to so-called enjoy or something. The only positive aspect for this is that after a long period of time, I've spent 50 days, 55 days with my mother. So that is the a great positive for me in this lockdown, personally.
Great. That's a good thing. Everyone feel
Yeah,
they are together with their families. That is a most valuable time they are spending with their families. They are giving time to their families. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
not happening all these days.
It
Absolutely,
was
you are
not.
right.
Yeah, it was
And we
not
go ahead.
happening all this.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was not happening all these days because of varied reasons. So the lockdown has also given a lot of us time to introspect about their values in life, about where they stand in life, and about what they really want to do in life, and what way they want to go ahead after this lockdown finishes. I also feel that a lot of things which we were expecting will happen in the near future have come forward. They have been fast forwarded. There are a lot of things which we were thinking will happen in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, 5 years' time, but lockdown has precipitated those kind of things. So those kind of things have come forward. All of a sudden, they have come in the moment. So we have to think a lot of, and we have to analyze a lot of things, and we have to find a new way, actually a new way of living.
Exactly. Now people are talking about new normalcy
Hmm.
and post-corona. How the world is going to cope up. A lot of things
Yeah.
going to be changed. A lot of
Right.
challenges going to be faced. So
Hmm.
those all things are being there. So we'll discuss one by one. So I
Right.
go ahead with my questions. I think
Please.
we should not bore our
Please.
audience also.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Right.
so you are the film industry since 2002. You have
Yeah.
done a lot of films in Telugu, Tamil, and Hindi,
Hindi. Yeah.
also in Urdu.
Yeah.
Not only that, you are into documentaries also. You have made
Yeah.
a documentary on Rajiv assassination, and also you are into this one environmental cause. You have made a documentary and
Yeah.
all. So you have experimented a lot of things. Can you just briefly tell us about your journey all these years?
Um, I was born in a above middle class family, and in Uttar Pradesh. So there's this place called Sultanpur. There's this place called Sultanpur, which is next to Amethi. And so I did my engineering, and then I started my film career. Fortunately, some people in South, some people from Telugu industry, they recognized my talent and they gave me a break as a main actor here there. So I started there, and I tasted success. And later on, when my career started to, not go in a very good way there, I ventured into direction, and now I'm almost 50% into direction, and I'm doing a lot of stuff, films on primary education. My latest film, Masab, it has won 53 awards till now. My next film, Mela, is on manual scavenging. So I try to make films which are socially relevant, and which can inspire people, and which can really open some new windows. So that's what I'm right now doing, something which can be long lasting, and which can be not only just entertaining. So that is what I'm doing right now. So I'm in Hindi also right now. I'm doing 3 or 4 projects, and in Telugu also 2 or 3 projects. Let's see how the future unfolds.
Yeah, that's great. Hold on for a moment. Yeah, fine. So this changing of
Hmm.
this frames,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a kind of a technical glitch. Fine, go ahead. We are going ahead with the interview. Fine.
yeah,
How this Banduk is a very notable and widely,
yeah, yeah,
known film you have done in Hindi and the
yeah.
Bollywood. So how that happened, and what is your role in making the revolutionary movie that is Shudra
Uh,
happen?
Banduk. I mean, when my career in South industry, it had come to. I had 7 or 8 flops in Telugu industry, one after the other, and I was like at home working, not working at all for 2 years. Then I decided to make this film on Banduk, which dealt with the gun culture and gun culture in North India, and the caste system and the gun culture in North India. So I made that film. I did not have any money, so I was shooting for that film, say one day every month, and every month 1 day shooting, and like that I shot that film for 3 years. So in practically, in 35 days I completed that film, but that those 35 days took me 1 year because I was not having the budget. So I completed it. It was critically acclaimed. In the meanwhile, this film Shudra, it was being made by one of my very close friends, Mr. Sanjeev Jaiswal. So he was making this revolutionary film, first film of its kind, with such a huge mounting and with such a budget about the caste system and about the pitfalls of the caste system. So, but he was a first-time producer, director. So, being an experienced person and being a close friend, we I joined on with him as an associate producer, and saw that project through to the theaters, and that project has become almost like a cult film. And unfortunately, the mainstream Bollywood, it did not give the film, both the films, Banduk and Shudra, its due. But the films are both the films are a cult on the YouTube and every place. In fact, on TikTok, on YouTube, and all these platforms, you'll have on Facebook, you'll have millions and billions of views of these films. So the mainstream Bollywood does try to block any stuff which is not very conventional, or which is not upholding the traditional values. Right.
Yeah, I could see that there was a lot of viewers in the YouTube. It is free on the YouTube.
Yeah.
The Shudra movie. It is a revolutionary movie. It is as you said, it's a cult classic. I can
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
it attracted a lot of audience out of theaters. That
Right.
is one of the greatest, I think, movies I
Yeah.
have ever seen. In the making, also, it was fantastic. Also,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
artist, the performance in all
Yeah. The
the area,
performance.
it showed so well.
Yeah.
Also,
Indeed. Indeed.
the Banduk movie, it was so nice
Hmm.
to see.
Yeah, and in
Um,
Shudra too, we are trying to go a little bit ahead. Now in
yeah,
Shudra too, we are trying to show how the we all know about the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes and the caste system. In Shudra too, we are trying to go into the depth of how the OBCs happened in the society, and what was the origin of this term and how it came into being, and who are these people who were classified as OBCs. So in Shudra too, we have tried to go there.
great, great, fine. So we say like most of the people don't know that you are from a political family, I think. So can you tell us about your family background, about your
No, I
father?
am. I am actually not from a very political family. Um, there are people in my from my mother's side and from my father's side who are constantly into politics. From my father's side, mostly with the right wing kind of an ideology, and from my mother's side, mostly into the socialist kind of ideology. So I was like firmly wedged in between. Yeah, but we were having a lot of people in parliament and in the state assemblies and in some influential positions, and so it was basically we grew up in a very politically conscious environment. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's great. Okay. Fine then. Like I think 2 or 3 months ago, you visited Chennai, and
Yeah, yeah, I
one
visit.
of the very important thing you did is like you met the DMK chief, Mr. MK
Yeah, yeah,
Stalin.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you tell us about that? What was like drove you to come all the way from your place to Chennai to meet the
No,
Dravidian
because
elite?
yeah, we it was first of all it was very gracious of the DMK leader to grant me, audition and with his senior ministers and with his senior colleagues and on such a short notice. It was very very gracious of him, and it also shows how connected he is to the people and to everyday problems. What drove me to come to there was that absolute lack of coherent and logical and on the ground political opposition in the North India states. So there's this big vacuum in northern India states, North India states, in the particularly in the opposition ranks, where people in the opposition ranks are not saying the correct things, and a lot of the movement, a lot of the socialist movement, a lot of the Bahujan movement, a lot of the Dalit movement, and all these movements have gone into the wrong hands, and all these movements have gone astray. So there is no cohesive force, and there is no unifying force, which can talk about the deprived sections of the society, the people who are suffering the most, the other sections of the society. So for that, I had come and I had sought his audition and I had sought his audience, and he very graciously granted it. And I had some things in my mind which I wanted to discuss with him, and it was very enlightening. All those discussions.
So often we have to switch on the frames. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
No.
technical glitch. Okay, fine. That's
Yeah,
thanks for that question. Thanks for that answer.
yeah.
And further, we are going ahead. Like, you have any interest in Dravidian ideology? You have any opinion about Dravidian ideology? You have any knowledge about it? Have you read anywhere? Like, how
I
you
am
have?
I am I am not very I am just basically not very in-depth scholar about but we all know that so many tenets of our constitution and so many governments and the basic of Dravidian ideology only I know, and I also know that the socialist movement in the country and a lot of other things in the country, a lot of state governments and a lot of welfare schemes and a lot of things which are against the traditionalists and a lot of things which are against the already the conservative order are they come from the Dravidian philosophy, and so definitely I do have a fair idea of them, but I am of the philosophies of respected Periyar and Annadurai and all those thinkers and everyone, and I think they are as famous in North India as in South India, and a lot of people here they derive inspiration from them. But on a personal level, I don't have much of in-depth knowledge about.
Yeah, it's
I
very
just have
simple. People say about
yeah,
Dravidian only 3 or 4 major
yeah,
policies. They have social justice and state autonomy, and no,
yeah,
there should not be any
yeah,
discrimination by birth.
yeah,
So
yeah,
these are the common like whoever is think left, they have
yeah.
this all in their mind. So it is very natural to
Mm-hmm.
bring in.
Yeah.
Dravidian can attract more people.
The
Do you
thing
think it's
is
a time?
the thing which attracts most is that Tamil Nadu is such a state where these philosophies and all have been executed, and they have been brought up to a stage of fruition, where they have peaked and people have benefited, and there is a considerable sizable amount of a parallel political ideology which exists on the ground, as well as as well as in the assemblies and in the legislature, which is kind of right now missing in North India. It is all one man, one party show kind of thing, which is running in North India right now.
Yeah, fine. So I go a little about the recent thing become viral in social media about your what do you call the
Yeah,
meeting the immigrant
yeah.
teen, and you helped them and you broken down emotionally. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
can you? So I could see that you continuously meet such people on the near maybe I don't know which place it is exactly near your place or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. The
So
highway is
can you
very
tell
close
us
to my
what
place.
happened? Yeah,
The
what happened
highway, the
actually?
the highway is very close to my place. And after that, you must have heard about the train accident, the train on the tracks when so many laborers died. So after that, I could not really stop myself. I said that, I cannot sit at home like this. So I went ahead and I started going to the highways. And what I saw on the highways, on the roads, really shocked me. I saw people, not one, not two, but I saw processions of people moving, some on foot, some on trucks, some on bicycles, some crawling, some having plastered legs, still walking. Old women, old men, some on man-made carts, some on wheels, some on wheelchairs. Pregnant women, old ladies, old men. So it was very very heartbreaking, because why I say it's very it's a different thing to see it on social media, you know, and it's a really different thing to see it with your own eyes, to see it, and it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to the brain and the heart. It becomes very difficult to acknowledge. It becomes very difficult to accept that such kind of a tragedy, that such kind of a misfortune can exist in modern times, when we have the technology, we have the resources, we have the reach, and it can exist and it can happen and we can allow it to happen. And we continue to not accept it. We continue to be insensitive about it. And it became, I mean, it was so many things. It was, because of which I broke down. And I still, whenever I go, I try to be, now whenever I try to be neutral about all that things. But it is a tragedy of, it is a tragedy which cannot be said in words. Like, a lot of people are saying that they never saw partition and they never saw the this thing. But we can feel what was the, you know the partition and all those things, and these things. So it's very very sad. It's very sad. Yeah.
I could see that in your face how it is so
Yeah.
painful. We
It is. It is. It
literally,
is. It is
literally could relate.
because you know what, the worst thing in life is when you want to help someone but you are helpless. Because being an individual, being a person alone, how much you can help and how you can help. You tell me. It becomes, that is the worst thing in life, when you see something burning, when you see something getting spoiled in front of your own eyes, and you want to help but you cannot help beyond a point. So there has been negligence, no doubt about it. There has been apathy. There has been deliberate non-action. I like this term. I devised this term. There has been deliberate non-action from the parts of the authorities. So I don't know the reason, but there has
Yeah, around
been. So
2.5 crore people say were on road walking towards their destination, their own place
yeah,
from the
yeah,
workplace.
yeah.
Recently, one doctor was telling us in the interview there was a betrayal from all the sides. The nature betrayed them, and the people, the government betrayed them, and the bosses, even they betray them without
The thing
giving them
is
shelter or food
that the
or
thing is,
making them comfortable. Yeah.
I don't know about what nature betrayed them, but as I mean, I have been trying to be very vocal about it, and that in India, it's more of a man-made disaster in India. It's more, the disaster is more because of the unplanned nature of things. There are no two ways about it. No one is saying it, everyone knows it. Now, today, the middle class has also started feeling the pinch. We see every day. I talk to friends who are there in Make My Trip, who are there in Indigo. Everywhere there are cut downs, everywhere there are salary cuts. So there are so many things which is happening. But the thing is that the greatest paradox of our times is that the class which is the most secure, the middle class, and the lower and the upper middle class, they don't voice their opinions about anything unless and until they get affected very badly by it. So this is what is most surprising, because unless and until this is the opinion making class, this is a powerful class, unless and until these people start voicing their opinions, nothing is going to change.
That's true. So you think that this will, this is kind of a term, very the pathetic or the worst part in the history of modern India. I would say, as you rightly mentioned in your answer, maybe the pre-independence during the partition time, the people must have undergone such pain. And this
Yeah,
modern
exactly.
world, everything is anything can be done in this in the current situation. But still,
Yeah,
these people had to walk thousands of kilometers.
yeah,
It's a, as you said rightly said, it's a man-made disaster. Maybe the disease may be
yeah,
natural, but whatever the disaster made is man-made, as you rightly said. Do you
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
this thing will kickstart any revolutionary thing in the northern part of India, especially this Bimaru state? You can say earlier also, in those days, like we have a say which our the founder of DMK used to say, "Vadakku vaazhugirathu, தெற்கு தேய்கிறது," which means that only the northern India is flourishing and southern India is diminishing. But this
Right.
is now it has become ulta. I would say this
Yeah, yeah,
upside down. I could see this totally this four five states whatever after this making new states also. You can see that the whole North India, the heart of North India, it's totally exploited. There is nothing like only the rich is become rich, the poor become worst
yeah,
scenario. It is, you can
yeah.
say. What do you think this will kickstart any political revolution? What do
First
you
of
think
all,
about this?
the people, first of all, they will be, they will be more concerned with their survival first. Right now, how they can survive, who's helping them to survive. They are definitely dismayed, and they are definitely feel cheated by whatever has happened to them. But how what will be the reaction, we do not know, because I don't think that, because whatever I have seen till now, I don't think that the people here have so much of I should not say it courage, have so much of motivation, have so much of to start something like this. First of all, the people are not organized, so they are, everyone's got their own problems and everyone is scattered. There is no political force, there is no leader, there is no ideologue who can organize such people. So I don't think that anything like a very big change is going to come. But definitely, if these people do not get bread, if these people do not get sources of income in the coming future, so the things will become very, very dark for society in general. Now, from where there, what will happen, God only knows, because then it will be a chain of events which no one can control. I am scared. I am scared that that chain of events has started, and unless drastic and emergency steps are taken, it will be very difficult to control these chain of events, because even this population which has returned back, say like 50 lakhs, 40 lakhs, this population which has returned back, what will they do, how will they survive, what will be their work like. And so it will be a big question, it will be a big question mark on the state governments, and in the North India states, and a lot of things will change. But I don't really think, because that to have a movement, to have a this thing, you need to have a leader, you need to have people with political vision, you need to have people who can follow you, leaving aside their other differences like caste and status and all those things are very, very difficult. So if I really don't think that there is going to be any kind of a big revolution or anything.
Yes, I could see that, but still, this question has to be asked because in India, you can see one or two movements which was very revolutionary.
I'll
The
come.
Gandhian
I'll come.
movement.
Yeah, I'll come to that that part. The difference
Yeah.
between whatever the movements happened in North India, even if you say like 1977, the after the emergency. So on in all these movements, they were done in all these both these movements. They were done by the socialists as well as the right wings. So the socialist and the right wing they combined. So in all kind of movements, same happened when Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister and Mr. VP Singh came and he destabilized the Congress government. Same thing happened that it was the communists plus the right wing plus the socialists who had combined. So you see, the right wing were a part of every movement. So in North India, the right wing and the socialists they worked in tandem. They worked in tandem for a very, very long period of time. So now, when the socialists have gone down, when the communists have gone down, it is the right wing ideology. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. It's the right wing ideology who has taken the place, who has taken their place. So the socialist movement, all the socialist movement, it died down. All the other movements, it died down. And the right wing politics, the right wing ideology, it prevailed.
So it's always benefiting the right wing. You can say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Because I do not know about much about the Dravidian movement, as I said before. But in the North India, no movement was complete without the right wing joining in with the socialists.
So
So it has
obviously, the right wing is favoring the rich only. Those otherwise,
yeah,
this many people would not have let without any basic consideration on the roads. You cannot see
it
that
is.
in the south. If you can say this is not the case in south. Even people are walking in south,
Yeah,
in Tamil
right, right.
Nadu or Andhra. But some either way, some people are helping, or government is helping, or the policeman is helping. Some kind of
Absolutely,
help is extended. But here,
absolutely.
what the whole nation is seeing is great disaster. This could not able to tolerate this, even even watching those things. So that is why I'm
So
saying
this,
complete failure of state. I would say,
yeah,
or people say
yeah.
either like.
That's yeah, yeah.
So that
That
is
is
why I'm saying that when there is going to be kind of a change going to happen in the whole India, and in your point of view.
it is my point of view. It is very, very difficult because of the lack of a political force, because of the lack of a cadre, because of the lack of cohesion, because of people not being there, because of not enough political people on the ground. Politics in North India changed a lot in the last 15 or 20 years. The only cadre-based party left is the BJP. Other parties don't even have, a party like Congress party does not even have, in so many districts, it does not even have a party office. So now who will fight? And who can, organize all these people together? And who can, because they are having all the resources, all the money, all the media, all the, at least in South India you have, on the social media you have people who can counter them. In North India there's no one. Maybe in Delhi you have Arvind Kejriwal, his IT cell team who counter a little bit. Otherwise, where it is an open field. It is an open field for all the IT cell guys. They propagate whatever they want to. Any lies they can make truths. Any hero they can make a zero in 2 minutes. So but what I want to say is that winning elections is a different skill, and running the government is a different skill. So people who have won elections does not mean that they can run the government also. It has become very, very obvious that so many things, so many blunders were covered with the fake nationalism, and so many blunders like demonetization and GST, and so many things were covered with fake nationalism and religious jingoism. So this is what happened.
Okay, fine. I think we are around 29 minutes now. So you have shared a lot of things, and a few more questions we wind up this
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
So, what do you think post Corona? This what is the future of India? Can you tell us in? A few words
Yeah. Look, this was a great opportunity for us to, do something, because for us, for all the Southeast Asia and for all these countries, the corona statistic was very, very encouraging. We were not as affected by it as the European people or as the American people. I cannot delve into the reasons of all that. You will need technical people to delve into the reasons for all that. But you can see that in Sri Lanka, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in India, the corona was so. It was a great opportunity for us to, do something in these times, to start manufacturing in these times, to do something which can really kickstart the economy and which can really do a lot of things. But we have fallen behind on all that. So I do not have a very, I don't have a very that dream. I don't have a very doping kind of a dream. I cannot say lies. I don't see a very good future. I think in the long run, India is going to be the most affected nation by corona and by the after effects of corona, the lockdown and everything, and unplanned lockdown and everything. So it is going to take a very mammoth. It is going to take a very huge task to rebuild it, to rebuild so many things, and to take, to take people and, to build them all over again. And I think that we are not still not going in the right direction. So but definitely for some kind of people, it will also open a whole lot of opportunities and a whole new world to, explore something and, do something. um, some people will become, some standard things will change, some standard institutions will get demolished, some people will become new billionaires, new millionaires. So those opportunities will also be there, but in general, it will take a lot of time to rebuild.
Yeah, at least even if they find a vaccine, it will take at least 2 or 3 years to come back to the normalcy.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years,
So
and
in that situation,
the main thing is that, I've been saying it from day one, that, the government, when we were 50, when we were there were 50 people, then 50 or 100 people, when the statistic was about the deaths, then we imposed a lockdown without any planning.
yeah, we
and
already
now when
beat
the
China. Actually,
and
nobody
now
could have
when we
imagined that we could beat China.
and now
Yeah,
when
go
we are
ahead, sir.
beyond, now when we are beyond 1 lakh and 2 lakh people, 1 lakh, almost near 1 lakh people in infected, and if you say asymptomatic, I think there must be at least 5 lakh to 10 lakh people around, going around. Now we are thinking about lifting the lockdown, so all the logic escapes. Lockdown in a huge country of 130 crore people will only work if it is done in a planned way. And now the people are returning. I mean, I am really, the all the efforts of 50 days of us having maintained discipline will all go down the drain, because now so many people are returning, and even if 2% of them or 1% of them are corona affected, god knows what will happen in the villages, what will happen in the small towns where these people are going. So I think in the North India, I just hope that people have great immunity, and not a big explosion takes place.
So, what do you think about this migrated labor community? Will they
They are
come
not
back to work? Maybe.
they they won't come back to work so easily, because they feel let down by the society, they feel let down by the government, they feel let down by so many people and so many things, and they feel let down by the entire system. Now they think that some people are there who are not accountable, who take decisions on their behalves. So it is better to stay where you are and try to be, not that ambitious, and just, earn enough to, just feed yourself and somehow survive. So a lot of, when a person migrates 1,000 kilometers, not only migrates for bread and butter, he also has some kind of dreams for himself or some for his kids and all those. So all those dreams have got shattered. So he or she will not return so soon. And but maybe over a period of time, if the state governments of these Bimaru states do not provide anything, and they are again forced to flee, then God knows what will happen. Yeah, but they are not going to return
Fine.
very soon.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. Fine. I think
Yeah.
we are almost done with our planned questions. If you have anything to say, you can say to the viewers. All yours now.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't.
Let you.
I already said whatever I had to say. I will only say one request is to, that all the today, so many of North Indian people and so many of the our small villages people, and their income and their subsistence is because of the people of, because they are employed in Western India and because they are employed in Southern India. So I would just like to say thanks to all the South Indian people for helping their North Indian brothers and sisters, and I
No,
hope that
actually, I would say here, South never helped them. In fact, maybe logically you may say, but the whole
yeah,
India built by these migrant laborers. That has to be mentioned
yeah,
here, I would say.
yeah.
Otherwise,
So
they only offered their hard work for cheap, what do you call, payment.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
could see. They earned very less money for they given lot of work. Otherwise,
Yeah,
this
so
country would not have built in such a big way. I would
yeah,
mention
so
here.
yeah, but again, the thing is that why did they have to travel 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers? Because even the working conditions and even the paying conditions in North India, if they were like 50% of what it is, and they also had to escape this feudalistic society. Please try to understand that. The feudalistic nature of the society in North India, they wanted to escape that also. So it's not only it's a lot of social issues which have to be looked into. So so that is what I and do try to help people, and that's it. What else should I say?
Fine,
Try to
we just
work
go
together.
scroll through. We
Try to
scroll
work
through some.
together.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
do try to work together, because in the coming society, in the coming times, we will need cooperation of each and every one to survive as a society as a whole, and we'll need to be more compassionate and more human to survive. So I hope that everyone is there for everyone, because we really cannot rely on everything from the government, and as Atmanirbhar thing is also happening. So rather than Atmanirbhar, we have to be in a cohesive, in a society thing. We have to be dependent
Yeah,
on
I
each
must
other.
ask you about that. What about what do you think about this 20 lakhs crore?
20 lakh crore. Uh, Look, the thing is, I'll say very in a very practical sense. I will say that who wants to take a loan now? You tell me. When a person is facing, when a person is uncertain of the future, when a person is uncertain of stability, when a person is uncertain of income, will he try to will he try to take another loan? No, not at all. So all this is, I mean, ultimately these loans will go to people who are close to the who are the cronies, who are the close to the system. And again, this all will and no one, I mean, giving loans has never been the solution. Giving loans has never been the solution. Government should employ certain good economists and see what can be done. You know, so it's
Exactly.
I don't see anything coming out of it.
I could see that. Fine, Aditya,
Yeah.
nice time. You have given a lot of time to us, more than
Thank
for
you so
30
much.
minutes we had discussed.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for gracing this day. This is the fifth
Thank you.
anniversary for this
All the
page.
best. All the best. All the best. I hope to be there on the 10th anniversary also, on the
Yeah,
15th
yeah, yeah.
anniversary.
And this is
And
the
you have
very
done a
first
great.
live with you in this
Yeah.
page. I must mention that. Thanks for that. All the very best, for
Thank you.
your future, and
Thank you so
also
much.
for everybody. All the best.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
See
Thank
you.
you so much. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Okay, viewers, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching this show. This is a special show on this fifth anniversary. Is the very first live show we are coming in front of you. Thanks to all the people for your support, love, hate, and everything. We'll keep talking to you in other shows also. So many other people are going to join in live shows in the future, in the near future. See you all. Bye.